Your morning commute typically takes 25 minutes. If a 400 cubic foot dairy truck spills 2% milk on the freeway, causing you to take a detour and get stuck at a drawbridge for 20 minutes, how late will you be? Don't know? Well, good news, you don't have to, because Waze knows. With real-time traffic alerts from real Waze users, your ETA is always up to date. Waze. Download and drive today.
1, 2, 3, 4.
For everyone's safety, Vermont requires a 7-day home quarantine with a negative COVID-19 test, or 14 days with no test to visit this winter.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're also recommending you take the time to do some extra squats, lunges, wall sits, or high knees.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
With reduced lift and lodge capacity, you're going to have a lot more time to spend on the slopes. So take the time to get your legs ready.
38, 39, 40.
Vermont in winter. It's worth the wait.
1, 2, 3.
This winter, plan your trip. Don't trip up your plans. Talk to your favorite inn or resort about smart travel suggestions and reservation policies. For full COVID-19 travel guidance, visit vermontvacation.com.
16, 17.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. All right. What's going on? Today you're tuning in to Cigars with Matt podcast. Today's episode where it's time to start. It's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy and Mrs. Nice Girl. And I guess what made me come up with this was I posted this on my Facebook. I want to say about a year ago. I was talking about it's time for people to, to stop being so reliable, stop being so dependable. Start, I'm not necessarily saying be selfish, but to a degree, yeah, you have to have some sort of self-interest in some of the things that you do. Because at the end of the day, people will take advantage of you if you are Mr. Nice Guy or Mrs. Nice Gal, Nice Girl. So, let's first start with the stimulus fund everyone received or is going to receive. I'm pretty sure you probably have some family members or friends who they basically hitting you up right now because in their mind they're saying, hey, you have the money, you can afford to give it, you got the quote unquote Trump check. So if anybody has money to give, it's you. And at the end of the day, it's time to start telling people no. It's your money. It's your money. You do what you want to do with it. Why? Because it's yours. No one can tell you what to do with your money. It's time to stop being the bank. It's what Wells Fargo and Chase and Capital One, that's what these guys are for. These guys are the bank, not you. And that stimulus check was for you, not for anyone else. So you don't have to feel obligated to helping people, And that's something I had to learn. I'm a very giving person at heart. But a couple years ago, I had to just say, you know what? I'm done. I gotta let people start figuring things out on their own, and since doing that, I've been successful, and it feels good, But it's time to start telling people no. It's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy, because people do take advantage of that, and at the end of the day, they're going to leave you high and dry. That's just what it is. That means telling family no. No. That means telling your spouse no. If your spouse is, frivolous, if your spouse is not a frugal person with money, if they like buying expensive things, and you're married and all that, and you're trying to stay on a budget, you're gonna have to tell your spouse, no, we can't do it. No, I'm not, no. N-O, no. Let me say it in Spanish, no. Let me say it in German, nein. At the end of the day, no. It's time to start putting your foot down. Stop being Mr. Nice Guy, stop being Mr. Nice Girl, and just start telling people no. Light me up a cigar right now. Because the podcast is Cigars with Matt. So it only be right to smoke a cigar while I do this podcast. And like I said, stop being so dependable. Don't do that. People ask you to do something for them, just say, I'll see. Stop always being available. Stop being available all the time, because people take advantage of that. People take advantage of that. People will abuse your kindness. People don't want to be reciprocal. All they want to do is give. All they want to do is take, and you got to give. And that's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how life works. So that's why I say it's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy and Miss Nice Gal. It's time to stop that. Hey, when you at church, the pastor say, 100 people give me $20 right now, and you got that 20. Nah, you always giving at church. Let somebody else take part in giving. Forget that. Fuck that. Let them give. It's time to stop being so dependable. You got things you want to do in life. Do them. But you can't do what you want to do in life if you're always giving to people and people not giving back in return. It's just the way it's going to have to be from now on. Especially during this COVID-19, hey, you need to save every dollar you can. Don't give anyone nothing. Don't give anyone anything, excuse me. Don't give anyone anything. Look out for yourself and your family and the close people that you know will do the same things for you. And that's something else. Start surrounding yourself around people who can do things for you. You stop being the one who always has to pay for the meals. Stop being the one who always has to, people come over your house and you always, they come to your house empty-handed and leave with plates. Nah. Start going to their house. Like, nah, let's eat at your house now. And even if you tell somebody to just bring their appetite, it's still good manners to bring something to someone's house. Don't ever go over anyone's house empty-handed. That's rude. Even though I tell people they come over my house to bring their appetite, when they come empty-handed, I'll admit, it's a bit irritating. Because to be honest with you, people may tell me don't bring my appetite, but I'm going to still bring something. I'm going to still bring something. Some things in life is just customs and courtesy. But that doesn't mean that, you still shouldn't use common sense. So, stop doing that. Stop going to birthday parties where you got to bring a gift to get in. Nah. Because I find people that do that when it's your birthday party, again, they come empty-handed. You see, this is not reciprocal. This is not fair. This is not, come on, man. It's not reciprocal. And life is all about reciprocity. That's again what some would call law of nature. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Some of you parents that have grown kids that have been bumming off you for years, it's time to start telling them no. No, I'm not watching your kids. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm going to enjoy my life. Okay, you're not going to speak to me anymore. Okay, you won't allow me to see the grandkids. No problem. I'm going to enjoy my life. That's very selfish for kids to steady drop their... It's very selfish for your older adult children to drop their kids off at your house just because they want to go out and have fun. Well, you want to have fun too. If having fun is sitting at home playing Candy Crush, that's your fun. You shouldn't be tied up with babysitting other people's kids. It's not fair. No, it's not fair. Like I said, it's one thing every once in a while, but every weekend, nah. Nope. Time to start telling people no. That's what we got to do this year, from henceforth. And I'm telling you, when you start telling people no, you're going to save a lot of money. I'm telling you, trust me, I know. Sometimes telling people no is therapeutic because you're not used to doing that. It's hard. We're used to always telling people, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll go. Yes, I'll help you fix your flat tire. Yes. And so that burdens you down because you're so stressed because you're always helping people out, but nobody's there to help you out. Well, when you start saying no, it feels good. Like I said, surround yourself with people who value you just as much as you value them. That's the way it should be. Not this one-sided stuff. It's like I have dogs. And I can't expect my dogs to be loyal to me if I treat them like shit. Don't feed them, half-ass feed them. Don't spend time with them. Don't love on them. Don't bring them in the house. Just have them outside. No personal time. No none of that. How do you expect that dog to one day maybe protect you if you into like protection work? How do you expect that dog to protect you if you don't even know the damn dog? So everything is reciprocal. You gotta show value. You gotta show people that you're valuable. And you gotta understand that you don't deserve to be treated like that. Contrary to what the world may say. Like right now, a lot of businesses are closed down. A lot of people are on unemployment. And I was watching a YouTube video, and I saw people complaining that they had to go to work while other people are on unemployment making free money. And I didn't comment, but there were people who were thinking like me, like, hey, these people are not laid off because they want to be. It's because they had to get laid off. These people have been put in a bad predicament. And what gives you the right to say that about people? You have no right to do that. It's not right. They didn't want to get laid off. They wanted to keep their jobs. But situations happen, circumstances happen, and their number was picked to get laid off. I've been there. I've been laid off a couple of times. And I really mean a couple of times. And, people saying mean things like that is not right. But you know what? Sometimes being laid off is a good thing. Because when I was laid off, that's when I really got time to think about what I really wanted to do career-wise. I was able to improve myself intellectually, read books, and better myself. Because I believe every year you should get better. Even if you're getting better only 5%, that's still getting better. The things you did last year, you shouldn't be doing those same things again this year. Like, after this COVID-19 pandemic, we're going to be a lot more prepared as a nation. I can tell you that right now. I can promise you that. I can guarantee you that. And we're actually going to be on our toes now, because now we don't know what could happen. And sometimes it's good to be on your toes. Sometimes being comfortable is not a good thing. And I truly believe that. I truly, truly believe that. Sometimes we have to be taken out of our comfort zone. I know I have been a lot of times taken out of my comfort zone. I had to, realign myself. I had to as we say in the military, realign my shot group. Because, there may have been ways where I could have improved. And me personally, I believe we should all be trying to improve every day. We should all be trying to learn something new every day. Don't ever let a day go by without learning something. Like this podcast, and this is something new to me. I don't care if if I get famous off of it. That's not even a big deal to me, to be honest with you. This podcast will reach the people it needs to reach. And somebody today needs to hear that it's time to stop being Mr. Nice Guy. It's time to stop being Miss Nice Girl. Because I'm telling you, you got things you want to do in life. And mentally, I work with a young lady, and she's single. She's probably in her 40s, early 40s, late 30s. And, I asked her, why didn't she apply for, positions outside of Texas? And she was basically alluded to her family, her mother. And when she said her mother, a light bulb went off in my head, and that told me that that's that's in her mind is what's keeping her where she is, because she has no kids, no ties to anyone. She should be out here living life, traveling for personal and for business. She has nothing holding her back, and there's no telling what conversation her mother has had with her about leaving. Telling you people, life is short. You gotta live your life. And you can't allow situations and people to hold you back. You cannot allow that. I'm telling you what I know. So surround yourself with people who do just as much for you as you do for them. It's an equal playing field. It's not one-sided, because nobody likes getting misused. There's nothing wrong with getting used. The problem is when you're getting misused. That's when it becomes an issue. That's when it becomes a problem. So that's on one subject as far as stop being Mr. Nice Guy / Miss Nice Girl. The second point I want to hit on is if you're dating someone, not married to them, and the only time they call you is when they want something. Only time you guys get to spend together is when they want something. You're pursuing, this goes on the male and the female side. You're always calling them, you're always texting them. Nah, that's not cool. And the one thing I've learned in any relationship, heterosexual relationship, you still have to have your individuality. What does that mean? Yes, you should be a team. I get that. But if you like playing chess as a pastime and your significant other doesn't, that should not put a hole in your relationship. You should be glad that your spouse is not all tied up into you. I know, like right now, I like seeing people, online selling their products, having their own small business, like having I see a lot of people, they're making masks, homemade masks with their sewing machine. That's a good thing, It surprises me because I thought that was a lot of people. I remember coming up, being at home ec, and I learned how to sew. Of course, I really didn't learn how to sew. My teacher ended up sewing the apron for me, but that was a skill back in the day that we used to learn, and I'm not that old, I'm 33, but nowadays, I don't believe they teach that. I mean, they probably do, but it's just, sewing is such a skill that people don't really have anymore, Now, if you're a person in the fabric industry, of course you know how to sew. Like me, I know in the military, they give us a sewing kit, and, my mom showed me how to do basic sewing, just basic, nothing, no designs, no patterns, just, if my pants got a hole in it, or I ripped my jeans on the side, or I know how to sew it up, or I could do basic sewing like that, so button fall off, I know how to do that. That's a skill I still have, and people don't think that's a skill, but it really is a skill. There was a time that there were no sewing machines, you had to sew by hand. Back to what I'm saying, with relationships, it can't be one-sided. That person that only calls you over for a booty call, start telling them no. Nah, I'm good. That lady that only calls you when she needs a bill paid, nah, no. What do you mean no? No. I'm not your bank. I'm not paying your bills for you. That's not how this situation works. We're not in a relationship. You have a man. What you calling me for? You have a man. Why are you calling me? Stop calling me. Stop misusing me. Stop taking my kindness for weakness. You gotta start telling people no, people. I'm telling you. That woman, that man only calls you when he wants some. Nah, man, I'm good. It's one-sided. Any other time, you can't talk to him. He ain't got time for you. Whenever he wants a good meal and some get between them sheets, he calling you. Why? Because you're reliable. You're too reliable. And that's no good. Especially when he's not as reliable for you. Now, if you guys have a situationship going on and he's reliable just as you're reliable, hey, I say continue to do what you do. Who am I to judge? I'm just telling you, that's just the way it should be. You know, only time they call you is to watch their kids. Nah, I'm good. You're the only person I could call. Well, find a babysitter. I don't have no money. Well, figure it out. That's one thing I learned. Me and my wife learned when we were in fucked up situations in life, you know, due to our own negligence, not blaming nobody. You know, we didn't call people, you know. We figured, you know what we had to do? We figured it out. We did without. We suffered a little bit, but we figured it out. And we said, you know what? We're not finna go through this shit again. Not going through that again. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind. I'm not going through this shit again. We can count on one hand how many people we had that was there for us. And I'm going to tell you, man, people that was there for us, we took care of them. I'm going to leave it at that. We took care of them. And that's one thing, you know, I always believed in. If you look out for me, I'm going to look out for you, straight up. It may take a while, you know, but I'm going to look out for you. It's kind of how I've always been, you know. So I suggest, you know, if you don't have that ideology, hey, do what I do. Look out for people that look out for you. Straight up. Stop loaning money to people. You can't give it to them, don't loan it to them. Stop that. Stop that. All you doing is when they borrow money from you, now they have another burden on them. Don't, you know, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but don't, you know, if you can't give it to them, don't loan. And that's my theory. If I can't give it to you, I'm not loaning it to you. Because money has a habit. Money can, not necessarily money, but people will allow money to ruin meaningful relationships. So that's why I say don't even loan it to them. Just give it to them if you can. Don't look for it in return. Don't worry about it. Say, hey, here you go. You can have it. I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it to you. You can have it. I'm not gonna loan it to you. Remember that. Take heed to these words that I'm telling you. Because you're talking to somebody, you're listening to someone who has a lot of life experiences. When I tell you I got a lot of life experiences, I have a lot of life experiences. A lot of things I dealt with that I may tell you about, you don't have to deal with it because I already dealt with it and I'm telling you how it's going to be. Some lessons I can tell you I learned in life by listening to other people who knew a little bit more, who've been through more. And I didn't have to deal with that because they told me what to do, what to look out for. So I suggest the same to you. You don't have to do what I'm asking, but I'm just telling you, man. People will burden you. People will know, hey, John is always there. I can always count on them. But then you can't count on them. And yeah, they're going to think you're wrong for telling them no. Fuck them. Fuck them. My grandmother used to say, get mad, kiss sad puppy's ass, and get glad. Straight up. Fuck them. So that's how I feel about that. Stop being Mr. Nice Guy. Stop being Mrs. Nice Girl. Stop it. You got other things to do with your life than to be sitting around taking on other people's problems. Nah. That's not how this thing gonna work. You gonna handle your problems, I'm gonna handle my problems. You gonna handle your bills, I'm gonna handle my bills. That's the way it's gonna be. You handle your money, I'm gonna handle my money. That's the way things gotta be. Yeah, family is important. I'm all about family. Just because we family don't mean I gotta sit up and give you money all the time either. Well, they write that in the books at? Nah. Stop being a good Samaritan. Nah. You can't help everybody. Don't even try. You cannot help everybody. Don't even try. Help people that you can help. That's what you do. Those that you can help them. Those that you can't, don't worry about it. Don't worry yourself about that. If you don't save up a couple $1,000 so you can start a business or buy you a car, or do that. Don't nobody stop you from doing what you want to do. If you want to go to school, if you want to learn a new skill, do it. Don't let people stop you. Remember, if you're not good to you, you can't be good to anyone else. Remember that. If you're not good to you, you can't be good to anyone else. Remember that. This concludes the podcast for today. Be blessed.
You're making grilled cheese tonight. The store with the really, really good cheese closes at 7. If it's 12.1 miles away and work ends at 5:45, but rush hour picks up around 6:15, when's the latest you can leave for cheese? Don't know? Not to worry. Waze knows. Take a look at the traffic forecast and plan your drive ahead of time. Waze. Download and drive today.
We'll get back to your music shortly, but first, did you know that prescription prices are different at different pharmacies? You could literally drive across the street and get a different price. That's crazy. But with GoodRx, you can instantly compare prices at every pharmacy in your neighborhood and save up to 80%. You're probably thinking there's a catch, right? Nope. It's 100% free and can save you money whether you have insurance or not. In fact, it can often beat your copay. Download the GoodRx app today and start saving. GoodRx is not insurance.